I never planned on showing the sketchbook to anybody, so I have to blur out a couple of the things you will see in there because I use this as a diary while also trying to improve my art in this. But because I really like how much I improved with this sketchbook, I wanted to share it with you because maybe it will inspire some of you to really practice the things you are struggling with when it comes to drawing. This sketchbook is a Leda art supply sketchbook, and this is the second one that I ever used. And I also am currently working in the third one because I really like the paper. It doesn't feel expensive, it's very thin, but it's very, very smooth, and I really like smooth paper. And also, you know, you aren't too scared to mess up anything because you have so many pages, and pages that don't feel too expensive, that you aren't really worried about, you know, wasting something that feels expensive as well. So I would recommend you the sketchbook if you want to improve and practice something. But if you want to work with wet medium, let's say acrylic paint or something, then be sure to maybe look around for another sketchbook. Let's start with the first spread. As you may remember, I like to write down my goals here, and I did so. So the biggest goal for the sketchbook was that I wanted to work on my weaknesses, and one of my biggest weaknesses was that I was so stiff with my art. So I wanted to loosen up a little bit with that, but also at the same time work on my line quality and on my line confidence. And I also wanted to work on making my poses more expressive and more dynamic, and I did so. I really practiced a lot in the sketchbook. And then here you can see some stickers. I will write down the artist on the screen. And here you can see a nice calligraphy that a friend of mine made. I will also put her Instagram somewhere on the screen. So yeah, these are paper sheets that I use to protect my pencil drawings from smudging. It's just random paper that I use for warming up. So these are some warm-ups. The first spread I drew from imagination because I like to do that every now and then to kind of challenge where I am with my art and what I need to practice. And this is a very good exercise to do when you don't know what to draw. But I need to say, I think I didn't start the sketchbook. No, I for sure didn't start the sketchbook on the first spread. I think I filled this in later on, maybe a month after starting this. And then here I noticed with this that I was struggling a little bit more with hands again. So I wanted to sit down and really practice them. And what better source to study with than George Bridgman? So I dedicated a whole spread again to study George Bridgman hands. I really like the way he explains things. But I think there is nothing too much to say about this page, so let's move on. Also, I think this will be a two-part video because the sketchbook has a lot of pages and there's no way that I can limit myself from talking too much. So I will split it into two parts. Then some hands from photo, I think, yeah. And I used again a ballpoint pen and a highlighter, just a plain red highlighter that I smudged with my finger because I really like the effect you get with that. And you can see that I implemented some of the things that I noticed while studying George Bridgman. For example, this circle shape. I tried to exaggerate that a little bit more from the photos, even though you couldn't see that on the photos that I had as reference because I really like the way that looks. Then I tried to work on my confidence, but this just wasn't my day, which is totally fine. I still really like this one. And I also like this drawing that I drew with colored pencil. Yeah, you will see a lot of drawings from photo. If you want to check out the references, I will leave you my Pinterest board down below because I save everything there and it is very organized. Ooh, oh my god. Okay, so this, I forgot about this page. Again, a piece of paper to keep my pencil from smudging. So a friend of mine sent me this amazing music video. I really like this song as well. And I took a deep dive into their music and the music is just amazing. So she sent me this video and was like, you know, I saw this music video and it reminded me of you. So I thought maybe I would send it to you. And I'm so happy she did because I was so inspired by that. So I tried to think about a character that I could draw based on that music video. I ended up with this, which I really liked. I liked the sketch, but it was a little bit too boring. And if you know me, you know that I like more creepy things. So I looked at this and I immediately had to think of a scarecrow. As you can tell, I wrote down Vogelscheuche ? Which means scarecrow, question mark in German. Then I ended up drawing this sketch and I fell in love with it. I will also show you the final character that I painted on screen right now. And I really like it. It was like so much fun for me to do this. On this spread, you can see that I was taking some notes for things that I noticed and that I want to improve on. And then here I drew this pose first, and then I tried to exaggerate it a little bit more, and then I tried to do it a little bit more without worrying about the proportions. I think that is very important if you want to learn how to exaggerate things, that you first start to care less about the proportions and care more about the line quality and the dynamic behind it. And then I try to do it from imagination and apply the things that I learned from imagination as well. I really like this drawing. I kind of think it's boring because, you know me, it's not creepy enough probably. But yeah, I still like this drawing. And then again, woo, there's a storm outside. So if you can hear the thunder and the rain, then have fun with this ASMR video, I guess. Then this is a flyer from the art event in Berlin that I like to go to. Here I sketched a Jinx, and I promise you this looked better before coloring it, but my boyfriend looked at it and he was like, oh, can I color something? And I was like, yeah, of course you can. Be free to do whatever you want to do. And then he looked through my pencil case because we were outside somewhere, and he picked these random colors that I had with me, and this is what came out of it. And when he was coloring it with colored pencil, he smudged the pencil as well, so some of the nicer shadings turned out to be very weird in the face, so yeah. But it's a cute memory, so I like it a lot. Oh, I remember this day now. Okay, so a friend of mine also joined us, and she gave me this very distorted photo of her dog, and she asked me if I wanted to draw her dog, and so I did. And I have no experience in drawing dogs. I mean, I have a little bit of experience, but not too much, so yeah. These are all from photo, but because I think drawing from photo is a little bit boring, I like to add some of these tattoos every now and then to spice it up a little bit. And then again, practicing some hands, because you can never practice hands enough. And I really like drawing hands, even though I should get back to it and practice it a little bit more again. Here I was writing down a to-do list that I will probably blur out so you can't see all of my private details in here. Okay, so here, oh my god, I was having so much fun because another goal I had in the sketchbook was to loosen up with my creativity a little bit more and, you know, just draw random things that I come up with. And here I had this idea of a monkey wearing a mask, and then I came up with this whole monkey civilization of monkeys wearing masks, and I think I looked up gorillas for that. Yeah, and then I came up with this very cool design. I really like him, and look at his cute little butt cheeks. I really like this page. It's so cute. I really like this one. And then I also started to do it digitally, but I really didn't like the style because I usually like it a little bit more rendered and a little bit more realistic. And this one kind of looked cartoony. I tried to fix it, but it's not where I want it to be, but I can show you anyways, even though I don't want to post this anywhere, but I guess in this video, like, you know, I will only show it for a couple of seconds, so here you go. This was either the second or the third spread that I filled in the sketchbook. I used Earthworld's photos as reference, and then I was brainstorming a character that I'm working on right now. I'm still working on it, even though I drew this a couple of months ago. I know, I was so busy with work that I just couldn't draw anything. And then this is a building that I drew from photo because I had a job where I had to draw different buildings and I wanted to practice drawing them very quickly and very rough, so I decided to start drawing buildings in my sketchbook very quickly and very rough. So I did that. Some more brainstorming for my gorilla character that I really like in the sketchbook. Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite spreads where you can really see how much I improve when it comes to dynamic sketches. Like, I really like this sketch, and then I slowly discovered what I like and what I don't like about exaggerating certain things. Like for example, with this photo here, I tried to really work with the shape of the hair. Oh, now that I look at it, I'm very inspired to maybe practice this again today. It was so much fun, like not worrying about drawing faces or anything at all in these poses, but just working on improving my art. So that was very great. Here I noticed, I think for the first time, that I really like to draw the ankles very, very thin. So you can have this a little bit more contrast and a little bit more expression in the way you draw. I really like this sketch. It's very quick, it was very small, but I also noticed that it helped me a lot to draw smaller and at the same time learn more about shapes and how you can use shapes. Yeah, here again, I was trying to see how I would like to exaggerate on specific shapes. So I pulled up some photo references, and as you can tell, I exaggerated a lot of things here. And I made the knees very, very thin, and I really like the way this looks. And also here, with a very thin, how do you call it? Wrists. With the very thin wrists, and like it's so much more dynamic than everything that I drew before. So yeah, I practiced a lot and I improved a lot with this sketchbook. Then I was watching a video, someone, I don't know whose video it was, but I will put it in the screen somewhere. I had acrylic markers at home, so I was like, you know what, this is so inspiring. Let me just draw clowns and try to see if I can exaggerate those shapes when I draw them from imagination. So I drew some clowns from imagination that I kind of like. This one is from photo reference, but it was a normal girl, I think, that I turned into a clown. And then here again, some drawing from imagination, seeing how much I can exaggerate and how much I can push into different directions. For example, again, with a very, very unnatural thin legs, but I really like it. This was, oh no, this was the second spread that I filled. Okay, now I'm confused. Here I was like still a little bit afraid of messing up the sketchbook, but as I mentioned, this is very thin paper. You have a lot of paper, so I very quickly got used to working in the sketchbook. Again, trying to exaggerate some shapes. This was the first time that I tried to do that in a sketchbook, because before that I always like to do it in my, here in my warm-up sketchbook, which is just a spiral bound sketchbook with a very, very, very cheap paper. And I like to reuse this paper so that I don't feel as if I'm wasting it. So yeah, I think I talked about this in another video. Then this was the first spread that I filled, and I also got new pens, as you can see, because I wrote down new pens and a heart because I was so excited. Again, I used Pinterest and also Earth's World photos for that, and because it was a little bit more boring to me, I decided to add some tattoos again because I really like doing that and spice it up. Then this was the second. Okay, now I'm confused. It doesn't matter. And I was outside with some friends and they drew me a shape, and when I looked at this shape, I was like, okay, you know what, for some reason it reminds me of this worm-like creature with faces on it. I don't know, so I very quickly scribbled this. And then here I practiced drawing shapes again and loosen up with them. There's not much to talk about on here. I don't know, why is this in here? Well, but this spread is a spread that I really, really, really like. I do like this face quite a lot. Again, Earth's World, because I really like their photos. Then something that is from photo, but I changed the arm so that I can, you know, do something from imagination, because I was drawing a lot from photo to practice in here. Oh, this is so cool. Look at the dynamic in here. Isn't this cool? And then I was like drawing people with clothes and in movement, and that was very, very fun. And I was trying to be way more confident with my lines and put it down. And I started to work with a fountain pen lately. I'm not a huge fan of the way it looks, because I really like it when you can vary with the line opacity, which you can't do with a fountain pen, but it really helps me to be more confident with my lines and, you know, be more expressive with them. I skipped a couple of pages, but I'm back now. This is an ad that I get on Pinterest all the time, and every single time I click on that ad and it leads me to a website because I think it is a photo that I can click on Pinterest. And then I decided to finally draw it so that I won't click on it anymore. And I really like the way these look. I really like the square toes on here. It's so cool. Then some feet drawings. And then here, this was a statue that I drew. And here again, practicing some shapes. I really like this page. I think this page is so satisfying to look at. So yeah, let me take this in. Okay, let's move on. Oh my God, okay. So this, I don't know how this happened, but I drew all of these from imagination. Even her with a ballpoint pen. And then I was like, okay, you know what? She turned out so great. Let me pull out a pencil and draw her again from a different angle in pencil. And look at this face. It's not good. It's not what I wanted, but it's okay. I really like this because I was trying to, again, exaggerate shapes with the pens and then, you know, add some contrast with the thin legs. I really like this so much. I know I'm repeating myself here, but it's just so cool. And then this is a sketch for a character. I already sketched in another sketchbook and I already have a finished character design sheet on him on my Instagram, but I will also post it here. Maybe I will also post the speed painting video. I don't know. We will see. But I really like these ballpoint sketches. I just doodled something, you know, and I wasn't in a place where I wanted to think about a new character, and I also didn't want to look up references. So I just drew something that I already knew, and I really like this character, so I just drew him. Did I finish the character sheet after I drew this? I honestly don't remember. Then the best drawing in the sketchbook, of course. Some more figures, more faces. I don't know what happened here. I really don't like these, but this face is one of my favorite faces that I drew in the sketchbook because I really like the line confidence. I do really like the very thin lines I have here on the I added here on the cheekbones and here on the corner of the mouth. I really like that. It adds a lot of texture, and that is very, very cool. And I also learned from this and I implemented it into my art. You will see later on. Then my own sticker. I really like my stickers. I think it's so cool. I really like to order stickers for myself, even though I don't sell them. I just give them out to friends. And I think it's so cool if you draw something and then you print it as a sticker and you have it in your, you can hold it in your hands and then you can stick it on surfaces. I don't know, it's just so satisfying and I really like doing that. So if you can, I would really recommend that to you. Some more brainstorming of a character I never finished, but I really like these sketches. It's so creepy. I really want to finish this actually. Yeah, then I was in Berlin. Here are more brainstorms of this character. I really like the expression here. And this was something my boyfriend drew, which is very cute. But I really like this expression. And I really like this combination of this highlighter with a ballpoint pen. I think it's very cool. But look at these monkeys. They are so cursed. It's kind of cute. What is this? This is so cool. Okay, let's continue. I was trying to draw some photos, some faces from imagination again to see where I am, and I ended up drawing only one, but that's another thing. Oh, here I was warming up with a pen that also is similar to a fountain pen, but it's not a fountain pen. I think it's more like a felt tip pen, but it's not a felt tip pen. I honestly don't know what it is. It's a pen. And you can't vary with line weight and opacity and stuff. So you just have to work with the lines you put down on paper. And I set a timer on lineofaction.com for 1 minute poses and I drew them really quick. And I really like this pose here. I felt rusty with hands again. It's a reoccurring thing. I need to practice them over and over and over again to, you know, not lose it and not get rusty with it. But I think that's the case for everything you draw. So I practiced drawing hands and also feet because I hate drawing feet. But now I improved it a little bit with drawing feet. Then drawing some animals. I really like this page. I think it's cute. Then other characters that I'm currently working on. Then some Tekken 8 Lily studies. Still trying to practice more dynamic poses. I don't know what these are, so I will just flip through it very quickly. I really like this braid. Did I say sprayed? The spread. This is something I found on Pinterest. It's not my idea. I found it on Pinterest, so I wrote down that I found it on Pinterest. Still practicing all of these things. Oh, here I have this very cute gel pen with a pig on it. Oh, I found it. I can show you. Isn't this so adorable? I use this to draw all of these in the morning from imagination. I'm still very proud of this because drawing with gel pen from imagination isn't something that I'm very good at. So more. Let's not look at this terrible drawing. Again, continuing my gel pen thing and then drawing more of my own stuff without relying on references. And I try to do that here as well. And I really like these three faces here. I was like having so much fun with these three, but then I was like, oh god, you wanted to finish all of this. So you can tell that I really didn't feel like drawing anymore with these two. And then I gave up with this one. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I will come back to this page and finish this whole spread on another day. Spoiler, I never did. So this is an empty page in my finished sketchbook, which is fine. Random sketches, more random sketches. Then an idea I had for another character. Oh, I really like this so much. I think this was based on a 3D figure that I saw on Pinterest. And I really liked it, so I tried to take it and exaggerate the shapes and the flow. And then I learned a lot from this alone. And I tried to replicate it. Not here. Oh, this is so cool. This was also, again, some stuff from imagination, trying to, you know, just doodle the ideas that come to mind. This was like my lamp, and I don't know why, but this image popped up in my weird brain that my lamp, you know, would have a tongue or something like that. I don't know. And here I was trying to apply what I learned, but then I was like, okay, I need to practice this a little bit more random ideas that I had of a character that I also was working on, more poses that I really like. I think I will leave this in one video because I can actually go through this very quickly. Yeah. I don't even know. If you've watched so far, then let me know. Are these interesting to you? Because this isn't a sketchbook where you would say, oh my god, these ideas. Oh my god, these drawings. But, you know, this is a sketchbook. And it is as real as it can get for me. Because I was like so free. I was working on my art, on my weaknesses. I was studying a lot, but at the same time I was trying to have a little bit more fun. But I was focusing more on the studying part. So I don't know if this is interesting to you, so let me know. Then more art from photo again. Yeah, we are nearing the end. Here I was doodling stuff again, coming up with ideas. Here I was like, okay, you know what? I want to have fun with this spread. And I like frogs. So why not use a whole spread to turn frogs into characters? So I just came up with these random character designs. And I really like this one here. I think this looks so creepy. It looks so cool. Maybe I should draw this and paint this digitally. I also really like this frog here. I think it's so cool. And also, I have a pose like this where I was in the middle. I drew myself in the middle, and then all the different parts of me, parts in you that tell you that you are amazing, and then at the same time you tell yourself that you are not good. So I made this whole drawing of these different versions of me as masks, and then, you know, when I was drawing this frog, I think I got inspired by that. So you can see a couple of different masks, but shaped like frogs floating around him. Then some more drawings, coming up with faces. Oh, I really like this mask. Again, a spread that I kind of like. Yeah, more hands. As you can tell, I was like, every time I start drawing like this on a spread, like very thin, not with a lot of color, and it feels like a waste of paper, you know that I am feeling bad about my art. And I think this was a period where I didn't feel very confident in my art, but I still pushed through and drew a lot. And then this was a day where I finally felt like I was going somewhere with my art again. So I also really like the spread. Oh, here I was trying to exaggerate this kid. I drew this kid so many times by now, and I will draw it more and more in the future because I really like the shapes. I think it's so interesting because you can learn so much from drawing this. And I don't know, but this somehow reminds me of Leyendecker. I don't know why, but it does. I think it might be the strokes. I don't know, maybe the exaggeration of this part, but I really like the way this was exaggerated. And then, you know me, I love masks, and I went to a market a while ago, I think almost 2 years ago, and I bought me some masks, and they are on my wall, so I decided to draw them, and so I did. Oh, that was it. This was a very quick sketchbook tour. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you are even interested in those more study focused sketchbooks, and I will see you in my hopefully next video. So yeah, bye!